Hi guys, and welcome to another declutter video. Today we are going to be tackling all of my nude and neutral blushes. This is definitely a full bin. I feel like this is the blush category that I own the most in. So we're going to go through these. We're going to go formula by formula versus brand by brand. So we're going to look at matte blushes, then satin, and then glowy blushes. We're trying to eliminate duplicates and make sure that what I have left here is all products that I love and aren't replicated 30 times over. Products that I am decluttering are either going to go to friends and family, or they're going to get shipped off and sent to Project Beauty Share in Washington. I will leave all of those details about that charity organization down below. They're a phenomenal group. I've donated to them for years. I love what they stand for. I was introduced to them by that Taylor, and I have been a huge supporter ever since. So that is what I am doing with my decluttered products rather. I always get questions, so I want to call that out probably at the beginning of every video. Hopefully that doesn't get too redundant for you guys, but we have a lot to get through today, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here are all my matte blushes. I have a lot more matte blushes than I realized in this category, so let's open all these up and look at them. Okay, sitting here looking at these, I'm like, could these all look any more similar? Okay, let's start with one that I know I want to get rid of. This is from Kat Von D. This is one that was actually kind of pulled from stores years ago. This is her Shade and Light blush. This is in Mickey and Mallory. I found this at, I think, a TJ Maxx with a friend. I kept it for sentimental reasons because she and I were shopping together. This is actually swatching a little bit more peach than I remember, and I don't know, it was okay. I don't dislike it, but I can part with this and not miss it. Okay, so I think I've kind of grouped these by neutral, rosy, peachy, deeper, kind of, sort of. So let's start with this sort of later peachy shades down here. This is a Lorac. This is another one of their buildable blushes in the shade Tinge. This is a very light color, but it's actually a really pretty light peachy pink nude on me. This is from Fiona Styles. This is the shade Sweetwater. I did like her formulas of matte blush quite a bit, but those are almost the same shade. And then this is from LA Girl. This is their Just Blushing blush. This is in the shade Just Natural. This one might be a little more peachy, whereas these two are a little more pink. I think I'm going to keep the Lorac one. I do like this formula. I like this shade. I'm going to hang on to it. I think I'm going to pass this Fiona Styles one along. I think this is a good nudie blush to pass on to a friend who likes more pinky colors, so I think she might like this more pinky nude. This guy here is really pretty. I'm going to think about him because I do think he's slightly different. I mean, I'm completely cutting hairs at this point, guys, but I'm going to set him to the side. We'll see how the rest of this goes. Let's look at these two. So this is the Tarte Celebrated blush. This one feels a little less creamy and a little rougher than some of my other Tarte blushes. I feel like their formulas can kind of go a lot of different directions. And then this is Beach Balm by The Balm, one of my favorite nude blushes for sure. And I think, yeah, it's maybe a little more pink, whereas this one's a little more cool toned and more ashy. I think I'm gonna pass this Tarte one on. I don't think I'm gonna miss this particular shade. And then I'm going to keep the Balm Beach because I love this one and I love the formula on it. All right, these three are more rosy toned blushes. So this is ColourPop. Let's see if I can pop out the back of this so I can tell you what shade it is. It drives me nuts that the only place that they put labels is not on their packaging when you buy it. It's on the back of the little pan. So, I mean, you can pop them out, so I guess that's nice. But this is the shade To the 10. This is a really nice formula. It feels really nice. Then this is Tarte. This is the shade Party. I don't know if this is a permanent shade. See, that feels really creamy. And that one's a lot pinker and a lot less rosy, a lot more cool tone than that one. And then this is Milani. This is Romantic Rose. And that one's rosier. So this is more of a rosy warm. That one from Tarte is a little more cool tone pink. And then this is a little more corally. These two are probably fairly similar. I feel pretty good about keeping that Tarte one. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna keep both of these. This is like a really popular shade. I like the comparison against it. I really did like this formula. I'm gonna have a hard time just giving this one up. And I would like to keep at least one ColourPop blush in my collection, so I do think I'm gonna hang on to both of those. And I'm gonna pass this LA Girl one along. 3 left. These are my more deeper nude shades. So this is from Pretty Vulgar. This is the shade Make Them Blush. This is Makeup Revolution. This is another one of the matte blushes. This is in the shade Nude. That is very similar. And then this is from Tarte, and this is the shade Feisty. I'm not sure if this is part of their permanent collection or if this is just like one of those little, I don't know, little blushes that you get sometimes as like free GWPs. Those 3 all pretty much look the same. I think I'm going to keep the Makeup Revolution one, and I'm going to pass on these 2. Okay, so these are all blushes that I would consider to be more satin. There's a little bit of glow, but they're not like super glowy. So let's pop all these open because there are definitely some favorites in here. Okay, so this here is a shade from NARS. This is the shade Misconduct. I think this may have been limited edition. It may still be out there. I think this was spring or summer last year. It swatches like absolute crap, but it is one of my favorite blushes on the cheek. Like, it's super natural, but it's not matte. It gives just a hint of glow to your skin. I freaking love this blush, so that is going nowhere. Another little blush duo that I like, this is from Kiko. You can't get this anymore. This was their Cocoa Shock. This was 04 Preppy Pink and Tan. This is such a good little travel blush because it gives you a really nice soft pink, but then it also gives you this beautiful satin nude shade. So I have traveled with this quite a few times. Love the undertone on this, love the formula. Hate that this Kiko was limited edition, but I really enjoy this. I'm not getting rid of it. This is Tarte Exposed. Everybody freaking loves this blush. This blush is strange to me. I don't know if I have a dud, but it's like it's pink and it's like pink is showing through in the middle and then tan on the outside. I don't know what's up with that. Guys, I feel like I can part with this blush and not miss it. I know this is like a total cult classic. I may regret this because I won't be able to swatch against it, but like, I don't know, like that's just not, it's not doing it for me. So I'm gonna pass it on. These are 2 very nude, neutral shades. So this is from Clinique. This is Nude Pop. This is fairly new to my collection and I do really enjoy it as it's a very neutral nude. It's not very warm. It's not very pink. And then this is an Essence Satin Touch blush. This is number 30. This didn't come to the United States, so this is Satin Bronze. I don't know why they didn't bring this shade over. They brought the other 2 over, and I love this formula. I think I've told you guys that 1,000 times, but I love the color as well, and I feel like that looks exactly like Nude Pop. Huh. Well, regardless, I jumped through 30,000 hoops to get this from an overseas seller, so I'm not getting rid of this. This is new to my collection. I like it. I'm not getting rid of that. This is Marc Jacobs Flesh and Fantasy. You've heard me like blather on and on and on about how pretty this is. I freaking love this one. You can see it's a little more pinky toned than those there. In fact, it actually reminds me a lot of Exposed now that I see that. But it's got a nice glow to it. I love the gradient effect. Keeping that. This one I just tested because I wasn't sure how I felt about it. This is Too Faced. This is Love Flush. I got rid of the pink one. I felt like it didn't really go well on my cheeks. I felt like it was really patchy and strange. This one I just tested as part of my everyday makeup drawer. And I did really enjoy this one, although it is really, really similar to Marc Jacobs. And then this one is from Wet n Wild. This is actually one you guys recommended I pick up, one of you guys. This is Mellow Wine. This is also fairly new to my collection. A little pinker, but it's got a nice satin shift to it. I think I can pass this on and not totally miss it. Like I said, now I realize that this Love Flush shade is almost the same color as my Marc Jacobs. I think in my head I won't really miss this. I think Too Faced might be getting ready to discontinue these anyway. And you guys were absolutely right about the shade. It is stunning. I love this. I've played with it once or twice, but really, really like this. I do like the formula of these blushes too. So Mellow Wine from Wet n Wild is going to stay. All right, so here are all of what I would consider to be my more glowy nude blushes. So let's get these opened up as well. Okay, right off the bat, I can tell that there is a blush that should have been in my corals. This is Laura Geller. This is Tropic Hues. This is a very peachy pink shade. It's very similar to NARS Orgasm. I like this shade, but I think my sister would enjoy it more. I don't reach for these ones with the strong gold shift a ton, so I do think I'm going to pass this on to her. It's probably miscategorized, but we're just going to count it as part of this declutter. Another one that I think I can get rid of, this is the Butter Blush in Natural Glow. For a while there, I thought I could wear this as a blush because I am so fair, but I put it to the test over the past few weeks, and the more I realized, like, this is barely anything. It's a blush topper, if anything, on me, so I'm going to pass this guy along. One of my favorites that I can tell you right now, I'm not going to pass on. This is from Wet n Wild. This is Champagne Rosé. No, Rosé Champagne. Love this glowy blush. Like, this is one of my favorite blushes when I just don't even want to think about blush. I'll put this on and skip bronzer and highlighter and feel like my skin still looks like I've got some definition as well as a healthy glow. So love this one, going nowhere. This is newer to my collection. This is from Revlon. This is the shade Dare to Bear. I think they put this out not that long ago. It's pretty, but it's got kind of a strong silver shimmer glitter particle in it. I don't think you're going to pick it up there on camera, but I'm seeing that shimmer particle pretty apparently here. So I think I'm going to pass this one on. This one should have been in a different category too. So this is from Kiko. This is their Arctic Holiday Baked Blush in Memorial Biscuit. This is one I picked up after watching a haul video from Terra Babies. And that probably should have been in the corally shades as well, but I guess it's nudie too. So I love this shade though. Absolutely stunning. Not quite as intense of a coral as the one down here, so I'm gonna keep this. This is a Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Nude. This one is fairly glowy and has a nice pink undertone to it. Yeah, that's really nice. It almost could have been in my pinks. And then this is a mineral blush from Ulta. This is the shade Tiger Lily. This is one that I had pulled into a different video and realized that no, this is nude. Yeah, that's really pretty and different than what's on my arm. So I do think I'm going to keep both of these. Okay, so here are all of my nude blushes. Here are the ones I'm getting rid of. Here are the ones that I'm keeping. So I am keeping 16, so definitely the most of any category I've kept, but I do love nude blush. I'm getting rid of 11, so I'm getting rid of 41%. So a little lower on my declutter percentages, but still feeling pretty good about what I'm getting rid of versus what I'm keeping. I feel like I've got a nice mix of shimmers and mattes and satins in here in a lot of different tones. So pretty happy with this declutter. I just want to give you a summary of all of my blush declutters at this point because nude blush was the last blush category that we've gone through. Real quick call it if you've missed any of the other ones. Peach, pink, and mauve are linked down below if you'd like to look at those. But ultimately, we looked at 103 different blushes. I am keeping 58 and I'm decluttering 45, so we're getting rid of 45% of them. That is what the get rid of pile looks like. You can see it is a big pile of both high-end and drugstore. Like I said, I'm going to sort through these and give some to friends and family, and then the rest are going off to Project Beauty Share. I also wanted to share a quick look of what my drawer looked like at the very beginning, just as a reminder. And now I want to show you kind of what it looks like all pulled together. You can see it is a lot more organized. I have a lot more space. It's much easier to kind of flip through things and sort things, and I don't have so many things stacked on top of each other or smashed into the very, very back of the drawer, getting lost and forgotten. Next up in this series, I know I want to turn my sights to bronzers and highlighters because the drawer down below from this one is also getting really out of control and want to make sure we kind of get that organized. I'm kind of focusing based on drawers that I feel like are just getting really too full. That is the plan for future declutters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly have fun doing these, and I know you guys enjoy them quite a bit too. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.